When companies like Dominos and Pizzahut were ruling India's pizza market, this Indian guy built a 1,000 crore pizza company in just 10 years, and that too without any experience. This story is important for all entrepreneurs who want to start their own business but lack confidence just because they don't have any experience in that industry. This all started in 2011 when a guy called Sanam Kapoor left his well-paying IT job to start something of his own. Sanam always had that entrepreneur inside him. He always wanted to do something of his own, but he could not figure out his business idea. Most of the entrepreneurs build their businesses in fields that excite them the most. And that's why Sanam chose something that he was deeply interested in. And that was pizza. Though he didn't have any business background, his father supported his venture by giving him 15 lakh rupees. So in 2011, he rented out a 120 square feet shop in Chandigarh and started his pizzeria. And he named it Pinocchio Pizza. And like every other founder in their initial days, he did everything to run the business, from preparing pizza recipes, marketing, to managing customers. But there was a problem. See, it was 2011, when pizza was considered a luxury item, and it was available only in big restaurants. And if you talk about quick service restaurants, then Domino's and Pizza Hut used to dominate that market with more than 70% market share combined. So the question is, why would anybody buy from Sanam if pizzas were that expensive, and that too from an unknown brand? Well, Sanam wanted to do something different, something that others were not doing. And that's when he noticed that in Western countries, they sell pizza slices. So he introduced the concept of selling pizza slices in India instead of selling whole pizza. And that's when he changed the name of his pizza outlet to Lapinoz, which means giant pizza slices in Italian. This was the first unique thing that he did to differentiate Lapinoz from other pizza brands. And just like the first strategy, the second strategy was just genius. He saw that most of the pizza outlets were selling Western flavors to their customers. And that's when Sanam brought in Indian flavors like Paneer Makhani Pizza, Paneer Butter Masala Pizza to attract Indian customers. They did not stop here. They kept innovating, and now you can order a large pizza with different flavors all on top of a single pizza. Have you ever visited a Lapinoz store? Let us know in the comments. And after all this hustle, Lapino's first store was profitable. Now Sanam wanted to expand to other cities. He copy-pasted the same strategy in Mohali to open his second store, and it all went according to his plan. But during this, one incident took place that permanently changed Sanam's and Lapino's future. One day, one of his customers comes up to him and says that, "Hi, I really liked your pizzas. Do you want to franchise it out?" And this is when Sanam shifted his business to franchise model. Now most of the quick service restaurants choose professional and big companies while giving their franchises. Like when Domino's came to India, they partnered with Jubilant Foodworks to expand their business. Same goes for KFC that partnered with Devyani International for their expansion in India. But again, this was genius Sanam. Instead of giving franchises to big companies, Sanam decided to give it to local operators. Now you guys may think, why did Sanam choose local operators instead of big franchise operators? So the answer to that question is, every state in India has its own unique taste and food choices. So it will take years for big companies to find out what people love to eat and what they don't. But for a local operator, it will be easier as they already know that place just like back of their hand. And this strategy helped Lapinoz to even customize their outlets. Like in Gujarat, they operate only veg outlets, because most of the Gujaratis avoid eating in places where they serve veg and non-veg together because of their personal belief. So Sanam started offering them franchises at just 8% of royalty every year. Just when Sanam thought everything was going well, there arose a problem. Sanam got to know that some of his franchise operators were using low quality materials to make pizzas. So Sanam was afraid that this will destroy all his brand value that he has created over the years. And using cheap raw materials means that every outlet's pizza will taste different. And if you look from franchise owner's point of view, they were doing this to save some extra margin for themselves. So to tackle this situation, Sanam brought down his royalty fees from 8% to 4%. Now some of you may think that this was a dumb move and this is going to affect Lapino's revenue. But here's the catch. Sanam said, I will lower the franchise fees so that you guys earn more. But instead of buying raw material from the market, you have to buy it from me. Now this was a genius move. This strategy not only helped Sanam to maintain same pizza quality in all of his outlets, but also increased Lapinoz revenue to such an extent that now if you look at the breakdown of Lapinoz revenue, you will see that 83% of its revenue comes from B2B grocery and raw material supply. 15% comes from royalty and sales and 2% from marketing services. After making headlines in India, Lapinoz is planning to go global with stores in Canada, Australia and UAE. From Sanam's struggle of setting up a QSR brand in India, we get to learn 3 business lessons. And the first one is assuring quality. Big brands in India try to dilute their food quality to earn some extra profits. But Sanam kept the standards high from the beginning, which eventually helped him to establish a brand value. And the second one is giving Indian touch. Indians love the local touch in its daily lifestyle, and Lapinoz did this by including Indian toppings in its varieties of pizzas. And the third one is my favorite, and it was the most important one in Lapinoz success, and that is franchise model. Scaling Lapinoz to this big within a short period of time would have not been possible without opting for franchise model. This helped Lapinoz expand fast with minimal risk. And guys, this was the story of Lapinoz and its founder Sanam Kapoor. But have you heard what's happening to Byju's? Because I think it's on the verge of bankruptcy. For that you can watch this video. And for more business case studies, subscribe this channel.